Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped, something sick.
I wasn't expecting that
either. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
Funny, I haven't seen that before.
It feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things, of a world where they can exist. This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening. It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light. When you hit that first joint, in the morning, and
I actually feel a lot more awake.
Okay. Would you like to get to know that part?
Yeah, sure.
Great. How do you notice it in your body?
It's just kind of very heavy on my left side, in my belly and my shoulder, just kind of, I feel like I'm weighed down on the left side, left side of myself, my torso, kind of heaviness and yeah.
Okay. And how are you feeling towards the part as you notice it there?
I mean, it's the elephant in the room, it's just okay, I'm gonna just try to move here. And, I just kind of walk around it, just not really,
Yeah.
I don't really know how to engage with it.
Right.
It's just this massive,
yeah.
pain, yeah.
Yeah, so there's some discomfort around the fact that it's there, around the fact that you don't understand it or have that relationship with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's I feel it's just, if I think about, it's just pain. It's like a painful place.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So see if you can just acknowledge the pain around that.
Right.
Let it know that it's okay. It's okay to be here. It's welcome. And let it know that you'd like to get to know parts. You'd like to get to know this part that's unhappy, the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Just see how it responds.
Yeah, there's a lot of anger there, I guess, on the surface, maybe.
Anger from
just this
wait,
maybe me ignoring it, and
okay, so
not
the
not
elephant in the room part is angry that it's been ignored.
yeah.
Okay. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. How are you feeling towards that part now?
A little bit afraid.
Okay.
I mean,
Let's check in with that fear.
okay.
Let it know that it's also welcome.
I'm so blended with the fear,
Okay. Great. So let's stay with that.
Uh-huh.
Okay. What's the concern? What's the fear you're afraid of?
I don't know, just like just that I've done something, that I've done something that has ruined this I don't know, that I'm gonna get retaliated on or something. I don't know, something.
Okay. Does it
Maybe
make any sense to you what it's pointing to around that retaliation?
Yeah. I mean, I feel guilt. I feel guilt. I feel guilt, some shame. It's fear.
Yeah. And is that guilt, shame, fear? Is the guilt and shame about not connecting with this part, or is it more like from the part saying guilty for not following the dream, or something else?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just kind of all mashed together again.
Okay.
Let me see.
Okay. And I apologize for pushing into those questions,
No, those are good questions.
Okay.
So let me
yeah, just wanting to understand the fear.
I mean, there's a sense of defeat and failure and not good enough. It seems like it's more like that. It's, what I
Okay. So we have a part that's feeling defeated, feeling not good enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And does it feel like which of those parts is feeling defeated? Is it the part that said, hey, this wasn't the dream? Or is it the part that's afraid of going to that part?
Oh,
Something
I think
else?
it's the part that says this wasn't the dream. Like it's just it's just it's like there's no juice. There's no like real juice in what's going on. It's like
So it sounds to me like you correctly I identified that yes, these parts are blending with you, right? The fear blending with you, now this part's blending with you, and it's you're feeling its sense of defeat. So if you can just try asking all of them, for a little space. Just let them know that you are here to get to know them.
Yeah.
And that the best way, at least the best way I know to do that, is to get a little space from them, so that rather than, just taking on whatever feelings they're having, you can kind of observe them and how they've had to deal with those feelings and what it's like for them.
Yeah.
Just see if they're all right with that.
Okay. Might take a minute, but
Mm-hmm.
all right. So got them all like, just, I gotta be firm with this group a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think they're willing, because there's a bit of a mess here. It's like really, kind of complex. So we need,
Yeah.
it needs to be separated out a little bit.
Right. Yeah, and it needs to be respected. That
Yeah.
we're not telling them to shut up because we don't want to hear them. We're telling them to quiet so we can hear them.
Yeah. So let me see with this one that I see across the table.
Mm-hmm.
The one that is, I see that one as the one with the dream.
Mm-hmm.
The original like dream of, gonna be a professional musician.
Yes.
Okay.
So you see that part.
I see it.
How do you feel towards it?
I feel curious. I feel
Great.
there's like, there's some pain still in the room, but I feel like I really would like to, hear what he has to say.
Great.
And
yeah, let him know that. Show him that.
Yeah.
And invite him to share with you.
Yeah. And I don't understand. He just kind of disappeared. I don't know if it's me or, let me see if I can.
You could check to see if there's a part that
Yeah.
doesn't want you go in there, or that says, hold on, I need to talk first, or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, because I think this dream part, I don't think he seems kind of intact, like he's not the one who's defeated and disappointed. Like he's just intact, and I get that, like I.
Is
like
but he is the one that's unhappy about the not following the dream, right?
No, I think he's still following the dream.
Right. Okay. Great. So we have the dream part is different from the hey, you're not following the dream part, and I'm upset about that.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, dream parts got the dream. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he's, okay, I get that. I get that now. I didn't really get that before. Okay. Yeah, there's this kind of one that feels very defeated. And I just see two right now. I see the dream and then there's the other one. And maybe there's a third or a fourth, but it seems, just this one who took on all of, it seems, this failure.
Yeah. And you can see that part.
Yeah.
What do you notice about it?
He's kind of hunched over. I don't see him as clearly as the dreamer, but he's just fairly worn out, I think. He's really worn out. Just, yeah.
You feeling curious about him?
Yeah, I mean, his vibe is pretty heavy,
Yeah.
It's like not easy to
Right.
deal with that. But I think if I
go at whatever pace
keep
feels right for you.
Yeah.
There's no obligation to take on his vibe or to.
Yeah,
or
I feel like I think my initial attitude is like, what, there's some kind of agenda I have, like like that's the one I need to heal. And maybe I'm not so curious right now. And, maybe there's just this agenda part that's like, we got to take care of, he's the victim in all of this.
Yeah. And there may be some truth to that, right? He may need healing.
Yeah.
He may have had a victim, and so you can thank that part that is wanting to take care.
He says he's saying this wasn't my dream. And I get that. Yeah, I get that from him.
Did you get the caretaker part to step back?
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, so you're letting him know that you get that it wasn't his dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know you said that his feelings are heavy, so you could just ask him to show you, how that's been for him without overwhelming you. Just whatever pace or amount that feels right. You can kind of ask him to tell you more about how it's been for him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been hell for him. And, he doesn't really care about playing music and that kind of stuff. I think I heard he's more of an outside kind of.
Yeah.
He's I just, it's just a lot of pain that he has. And, I get some of the information, a little bit, and I see the dichotomy. I know it's like not trying to do two parts at once, but I see the contrast of the two.
Between him and the one with the dream?
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's, it's a great observation. And you might let him know that you've seen that you see the system that he is in and how other parts, don't have the same interests and may be hard on him. Just let him know that you see that.
So I see a picture of myself as a I was a referee when I was a kid, when I was pretty young, actually, when I was a soccer referee. And I see that picture of me in the referee uniform, and it's like he shows it to me. Because I kind of wanted to know what his dream, if he had a dream, or what, that's kind of going back to this other.
You mentioned to me in our last conversation about quitting soccer to join the band, or not quitting soccer to join the band, and how difficult that was.
Yeah.
You okay with what he's showing you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And the emotion around it? Great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just let him know that you're okay with that.
Yeah, there's anger, there's he's just kind of red. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that I'm uncomfortable. It's just like, what can I do for you? Like.
Yeah. And you can let him know that that's what you're here for. You're here to understand him and try to figure out how you can help if he wants your help.
He holds up this red card, Like, I see that picture. I think he had some control back then. He doesn't have any control. He hasn't had any control of the game. And it's been all about this other one, And he's had to take on the grief of that failure. And this other one has never been.
The other one's intact. The other one.
Oh yeah, he's like intact. He's still driving the bus. Like he's still, And
yeah, so this part got left behind. Or
yeah,
his dreams did. How are you being with the part now? And earlier you said it was kind of across the room.
Yeah, he's there. I'm like, I don't know, like 6 feet away or something, across a table, maybe. Yeah, I just feel like I don't know what to do now. I get I see the dynamic.
Yeah. And I kind of want to welcome that don't know what to do feeling also.
Yeah.
Of like, I'm kind of thinking like, great, great.
Right.
You know, let's listen. This part went from being an elephant in the room that we don't notice or want to notice to now showing you these images, profound. I mean, they sound pretty deep to me about control of the game, the different dreams and qualities of what dreams are, overpowering others. So maybe just stay in that. Just stay in that. I don't know what I can do for you right now, and I'm still curious. I'm still here. I'm still not overwhelmed.
Yeah.
What else do you want me to know about you and your experience?
Yeah, I'm careful to notice that, I'm flashing some anger toward the dreamer as if it's his fault,
Right.
I'm careful to, I'm like going back. I don't know if I'm like getting the pain from this one, and then I'm like, I just noticed I'm like giving it to the other, trying to see if,
Good catch.
it probably won't land. I don't think he would even pick it up, but I don't know.
So that's a good catch. So you can just, you can let this referee part know that anger makes sense to you.
Yeah.
And how you decide to deal with other parts is an important part of this process. But to just do whatever you can to stay in the listening space with him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to the soccer field away from the dreamer. That's what I'm gonna do.
Awesome.
So that it's not like there's not like more than one. So
That's great. That's a great way to get space.
He looks better in that element also. He has, he's he's pretty young, but he's in charge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How young?
So like 12, 13. Yeah. And yeah, I get that he I get that he's not entirely confident about the job, but he's wearing the uniform, he's got the whistle, and he needs to at least act like the part, so I'm just remembering things from that too. But it's like his first job, it's like it's like there's pride.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah. And he worked hard for that.
Mm-hmm.
And
how do you feel towards him, seeing him back in that environment, back in that place of having the pride, having the control? How is it? Yeah.
Yeah, It's great. It's like
Yeah.
There's just a lot of space in
Right.
this place, and
That you made with him.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah.
And I think that's what we're demonstrating here is that you can make space for these parts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's like, he's like there's some kind of like sense of I don't know, it's like glory or something,
Mm-hmm.
like just he's important. He's important. He's knowledgeable. He's
He's courageous to be doing what he's doing.
yeah, he's got parents yelling at him
Mm-hmm.
and um it's just he's doing it by himself.
Yeah. And he did have the rough experiences, and he did have the pain of not following that dream or what he wanted. And yet I'm guessing that the idea of him being merely a victim isn't really how you're seeing him, as like you're seeing all of these strengths in him.
Or what dream? What, like he which one? He's not the dreamer. He's not the one.
No, yeah. Right. I was referring to earlier, there was like this idea of seeing him as a victim.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And it's like, yes, shit has happened to him. Right. Yes, he's dealt with tough things. And yet here you are seeing him in his glory.
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, he's powerful. He's got to keep order, in this game, like he's almost too young to be ref in some of these games, but and he takes heat, from coaches and parents and stuff, and it's just part of the job, it's like, and he loves this game. He loves this game. And yeah. It's good to see this,
Right. And by seeing all this, earlier you said, like, I don't know what I can do for him. But the more you see about him, the more that will become evident. And the easier it will be to co-create what it is that you do with him.
Yeah.
And more in the interest of time, I'm going to suggest that we don't go through some of the other steps that I often go through when I meet an exile.
Yeah. Sure.
Does that feel okay with you if we we bookmark this, and you can check in with him of like, what does he need from you going forward? How would he like to keep this connection going with you?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I will do that. Yeah.
Yeah. You could also, another thing you could do is kind of keep designing this space. This soccer field can be your meeting place, or you can ask him, what other furnishings or anything else he would like in this place where he meets you.
Okay.
Yeah, just check in with him. What does he need from you going forward? Or what requests does he have of you?
I guess, maybe. I guess I could like kick the ball with him or something, maybe.
That's awesome. That's
I
awesome.
don't know.
Yeah. Okay. How do you feel about, because I know you have your practices. How do you feel about that? Like, if you don't talk to me for another month, uh, will you be meeting with this kid? Does it feel like something you can do or want to do, of meeting with him and kicking the ball around?
Yeah. 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 And I wonder, I wonder, if it would help if I don't know, like looked at some old pictures or something, or I could actually, like I mean, this has been the past, few years, like I've started watching soccer again, and if you would watch the games with me, that would be, I mean,
Yeah. Give him that menu of options, and make sure
yeah,
that whatever decision is coming with his input, and starts with
right,
him, right?
okay,
So that we're not falling into that analyzing and that
yeah,
other
just
stuff we're talking about.
right,
Staying in that I don't necessarily know what to do.
yeah,
Tell me what to do kind of thing. Tell me
yeah.
how you want me to be. If he wants you to kick the
Like,
soccer ball, and just do that.
I sort of feel like you know, the direction, just like orient wise, my body and where he kind of is. I wonder if I would find him in that same way. It feels like that with other parts. It's been like that. I could just kind of recreate.
Hmm.
I don't know if other people are
Yeah,
like that, but
I think so. I think it's very common. I mean, that's why we start with
okay,
finding parts in the body, because they
yeah,
tend to have, there's a location. But it's
right,
also something that you can. It's also something you can negotiate with him. You can
okay,
you can test it out right now. You can start poking around and say, "What, are you here? Are you there? Like, where is? Do
okay,
we want to make a spot?
right,
All of this can be negotiated with him.
yeah,
Just make sure that
okay,
he's part of that conversation. And this is what it means to um, to earn the authority. Earlier you talked about needing the authority,
yeah,
and it's like, this is where the answers come from.
right. Because I'm
Because nobody else can tell you what this kid needs.
okay. Yeah. Yeah. And then there's like, these are the moments too where it's kind of like, what do you, if you have these skeptic parts,
Mm-hmm.
that could jeopardize those,
Yeah.
that relationship, it's like,
Yeah. Well,
it's like,
you could, if it feels right, you could kind of let them in on the secret right now. You could kind of show them your work. If that feels like that would jeopardize it, maybe don't do that now. You could also find a way to kind of symbolize this. Take some notes on it, draw a picture,
yeah,
maybe do something else to make it a little more external, so that it's not just, what crazy shit was I thinking yesterday, but it's kind of a little more real. You might ask this kid what his name is. You might spend more time visualizing, or just, again, experiencing that place with him, and
yeah,
and going back there, and those skeptical parts can test it out.
right.
They can test out if this is real or not.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, and then there's also I'm doing this for him.
Right. Right. Which is self-energy.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Great work.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot.
If you have any questions, let me know, and I will send you another link, and look forward to hearing from you. Love to keep working with you.
Yeah. I really appreciate it, James. You're very generous.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Bye-bye. Have a good night. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Yvonne, for your care and diligence in editing the calls. To every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts. And to anyone out there getting to know their internal system, keep going. Who knows? That might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and you're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, we must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube. And they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over. You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.